first of all, I have Hulkstress with me. Would you like to share a little bit about yourself? Who you skate for, where you're from?
I recently transferred to arch rival roller derby right before the COVID hit. And I was really hoping to do great things there, and it all came to a screeching halt.
I know. Right? I was going to play my first international game this first season of 2020, and I was super excited myself. Ugh. Anything else you'd like to share?
I don't know, something will come to mind later, I'm sure, but I'm not very good at this. So take me a
You're fine.
minute. I'm
No
kind of,
worries.
my mind's kind of blank at the moment. I got to figure out what to say.
No worries. So tell me, when did you fall head over skates for Derby?
I had actually seen it once when I was little on TV, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever. And I thought I'd never, ever get to play roller derby or even see it for that matter. I lived out in the country, and I'm like, well, that'll never happen. And prove that wrong.
Awesome. And what was your first date like? Either the first time you were on the track, your first practice, and your first bout, or all three?
I watched my first game in Springfield with Springfield Roller Derby, and I thought it was really awesome. I had just started skating with Rolla Rockets. That's who I started with, was Rolla Rockets, and I had broken my leg, and so all I could do was watch. I hadn't passed minimum skills yet anyway, but it was really awesome to go down and watch my first bout there, and I played my first bout at Springfield when I was with Rolla.
How did that first bout feel?
I was really nervous, wasn't sure what I was doing, and felt really cool to be on the track. Felt like I belonged there, but I was just really nervous. I was really worried about screwing things up, but did okay.
Yeah.
Nothing extra spectacular, but done pretty good.
Yeah. What was some of the first gear that you skated in? I talk about a box of borrowed like gear, like old pads that people had donated and not being able, like getting there really late in my book, getting there really late and everybody had already picked like the good stuff. So I had to kind of like piece things together so that I could skate. So what was your gear, your starter gear like?
I had to buy all brand new gear. All my stuff was, I had to buy all brand new because I'm so big. I got like 2X, 3X knee pads, 2X elbow pads, an extra large helmet, so on and so forth. I wear a size 14, so there wasn't no borrowing nobody's skates.
That's a good thing though.
Well, nobody has to borrow them either, so.
That's cool. That's better. So you either really tiny or a lot bigger because then everything else just gets shared and
But it's been a bit of a challenge. I have a hard time finding skates, and I kind of had to remanufacture the ones that I initially bought. I had to put some good toe stops on them. I eventually ripped those apart, and I made some out of a pair of work boots. Made my own skates, so it's sometimes it can be kind of challenging.
that's really awesome though, because it just shows like what we'll do so that we can play this like this sport, that we love. We figure things out, and that's beautiful. So you have those skates that you customized for yourself. And is there any like brand of gear that you're really about recently or anything new come out that you want to try?
See, what is it what I want to do? I want to build some off-road skates because I live in the country.
Nice.
And then but I want to get some better plates.
Yeah.
I have grip plates and they're really sturdy and they hold up well and they've served me well. I would just like to get something a little more up to date.
Yes. Upgrading skates just does so much. It helps out so much. And off-roading sounds really cool. I was skating earlier today in some farmland area, and it would have been really nice if I didn't have to like stay on the road. That would have been pretty cool, some adventures out
Hmm.
there. So you have your alter ego. How did you come up with that?
It took a lot of thought and some time. I had originally started with cinder block and thought it was kind of cute and all, but it just didn't seem to be what I wanted. And somebody told me that there was a She-Hulk. I'd never even heard of She-Hulk before I did this. And so I started watching the cartoons and whatnot to try to get a feel to build a character and find my derby name because I didn't want to be She-Hulk. and I don't want to be exactly like her. I kind of want to be a little bit of my own, I don't know, my own thing to a certain extent.
Absolutely.
I wanted the purple hair versus the green hair and so on and so forth, the difference in makeup and stuff. But it took some studying. It took a little bit of time. It took me 2 or 3 months to put this character together to make it work. And I was really, really nervous about it. And everybody kind of went crazy about it. So I just kept doing it. And I got to go into bouts and everybody's like, where's the green? Where's the green? So it just kind of grew from there. And by my the third bout I skated in green, and I've skated every bout since then as Hulkstress.
I love it. I would be asking the same thing too if you came to the bout without it. I'd be like, where's the green? I wore green for you, by the way, today because I want to support.
So
Let's see. So when you do the makeup and you're on the track, how does that make you feel?
it kind of gives you like an on top of the world kind of feeling, and it's just a lot of fun. People want to take your picture, and you want to make good plays, and sometimes it can be kind of overwhelming. You're kind of worried about living up to people's expectations. Some days you do pretty good and some days you don't.
True. Even with the same girls, you go to practice and some days you're just killing it. And some days you're just like, why do I even come here? But I always feel better when I leave. Like even if I didn't have a good practice, I'll still be glad that I at least showed up, that I tried, and those days are still good days.
Yeah, I can't wait to start going back to practice and stuff again. I just can't wait. I never ever want to take off my skates. I have broken both legs and I still did not want to take my skates off. Even after I broke my leg, I wanted to keep skating. And, obviously you can't, but, I never ever want to take my skates off. I can be on them for 3 or 4 or 5, 6 hours and I just don't ever want to take them off. You just have to.
I understand. I was cleaning in my skates yesterday and it makes it like so much more fun to like skate everywhere than it does to like walk or run or anything else. I do too. And there's something about like when I'm just skating and there's like music and I just feel like alone with my skating sometimes and it makes me just feel really good. Like I can't really even explain how peaceful I am when I have my skates on, you know?
Yeah, it's kind of liberating, I guess. Maybe might be word for it. I don't know.
You just got to put some skates on and try it for yourselves, huh? Everybody out there. So the broken legs, was that derby related? Have you ever had any derby injuries?
Yes, them are my derby injuries. I've never had a bruise from roller derby, but I've broken both legs, broken both ankles. They were both spiral fractures. I was with Rolla Rockets and I was about 3 months in and broke my right ankle. And then I got back, healed up a year or so later and was skating out in Wichita, Kansas and broke my left leg.
Oh, and the recovery time.
The right foot took a long time. It took, grand total about a year. If you get down to the last little bits of the range of movement, all that stuff, it had about a year in it. 2 or 3 months, and you're getting in pretty good shape, but it still takes a while. The left leg went faster because I didn't mess around. I went straight to the hospital and got it casted and got it x-rayed, where the right foot, I waited like a week. I was hoping it was just a sprain.
Yeah, we'll lie to ourselves over that stuff. It's fine.
Yeah, just a little more. It'll be okay. I think I'm feeling better.
Yeah, I've been icing. Yeah, and then I've known so many girls who've done that.
Everybody ready?
How about your extended Derby family? Have you been keeping in touch with them?
A few here and there. It's harder to bond with the folks that are on teams that are far away. It's a 2.5 hour drive one way for me to skate in St. Louis. So it's not like we can just hang out one evening or something. It's kind of a pain. But I love roller derby, and I really want to see them sometime soon.
For
We'll
sure.
see.
Have you ever been to RollerCon?
Yes, I went the last year we had it in 19
In
and
2019?
had a great time.
Yeah.
It can be very, there's just so much to do. You just can't hardly keep up with it. I mean, it's like just, you can just skate yourself to death.
There's so much. I mean, it's just, yeah, you totally geek out at RollerCon. Like, and did you wear your makeup over there?
Yes, I did.
Oh, nice. I'm sure you had a lot of pictures taken there too, huh?
Yeah, just about every trip from somewhere, like one of the classes or one of the deals from there to the room, it was an average of like 5 to 7 pictures
That's
with just who.
wonderful.
It took everybody a little while to catch on that it was like a thing, because at first there was like, why are you green? You look really cool, but why are you green?
Right, right. That's super cool. What are some of the obstacles besides COVID right now, but before COVID, that got between you and roller derby?
One of my biggest obstacles is being trans. I get a lot of, I wouldn't say a lot, but there is some kind of stigma around being trans in roller derby. And most all the teams have been really, really cool about it. Sometimes I have trouble with spectators. Sometimes it can be an obstacle to overcome.
Well, I'm glad the teams are really accepting. It's just great to have all the souls on the track. It's fun for all of us, and spectators really don't get to skate with us, so they don't understand, right?
Yeah, and some people just don't understand, and it's going to take a long time for everybody to understand.
Yeah, I'm really glad, and I don't know if I'm out of place by saying this, but I'm really happy for like the boldness of our youth now, because since the 90s, when I was like my first roommate was a drag queen, and he used to tell me stories about like dressing in like hotel rooms because they were afraid, and I love that kids now in high school are wearing makeup, feeling themselves, you know what I mean? Like where I know it's going to take a long time, but I feel like it's brought a lot out in the community. So I really do appreciate you being bold and who you are and doing what you love in the face of opposition, not optimism. But we have optimism, right, for it. But thank you so much for your boldness, not just to do derby. Some people don't even want to put skates on and get on the track, but to do derby as trans is bomb. You're such a badass. I appreciate doing this interview with you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Do you ever wear your helmet off the track? Like, I know sometimes we get really used to being in roller derby. And I know there was times where I would be at work, and if somebody tripped and fell, instead of trying to help them, I'd move out of the way because that's what I was used to. Or I drive like a jammer, like I'm looking for holes, there's just things that I do that are like supposed to be left on the track. Is there anything that follows you off the track?
Well, there's times that it feels like I should be like trying to skate in my shoes. And there is moments you'll like do some kind of weird spin around something, and you're like, how come my feet aren't rolling?
Right? You're just used to moving out of the way easier, just like gliding, and then you're just kind of like stuck. I know what you mean. Like it just like feels like somebody put erasers on your wheels, but you're just not wearing your skates,
Mm-hmm.
What was your worst derby moment?
Gosh, my worst derby moment. I don't know. I love derby so much. I don't think there's like any bad derby moments.
I mean,
I don't I don't recall. That's kind of a hard one. I don't know. I just love everything about Derby. I don't see any of it as like really bad.
not even like bloopers.
I was trying to think of some. Uh, I'm kind of big and kind of slow, and one of my problems is like getting out of the way of my own teammates sometimes. There's some jammers that have hit me really hard because I couldn't get out of their way.
Oh,
And
from your team? Yeah.
yeah, I was like in the way of my own team. Some folks don't like to practice with me. They're all excited about me being on their team and being big and strong. And then after they spend a few practices with me, they're like, ugh. They don't like to be hit by me and they don't like running into me.
I think I can understand that a little bit. What was your best derby moment?
I had a really good mashup that I was in down in Arkansas that I had some really good jams and it was pretty awesome. It's kind of like one of those magical moments like you were kind of in the zone and it was really pretty great that night for whatever reason. And then it's hard to really, I mean, as far as a derby gameplay moment, that was a really good one. But as far as all the people that I've met and got to hang out with and play derby with, I wouldn't say one really shadows over any or towers over any others. It's always seems to be a really good time. It's been a while since I've painted my face. It's kind of itchy.
I know I do the same thing with makeup because I don't put it on. So when I do, I'm like, I have it like all over my face. And I'm like, man, I forgot I put makeup on today. It'll be like all on my hand. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I did something. How are you coping with the pandemic and not being able to do roller derby?
Well, I try to go to the skate rink every once in a while and try to reach out to some derby friends every once in a while and visit with them or something. Try to go skating with some of them every once in a while. But I live out here in the country, so it's hard for me to get together with folks very often.
And do you have any words of encouragement for maybe your derby family out there that might be struggling this pandemic and not being able to practice right now?
I don't know. We're all in it together. And a lot of people love roller derby and they can't wait to go back. I know that there's lots of folks that really, really miss roller derby, and it's not going to die. There's way too many people that love it, and we will get back to it whenever COVID is over.
That is very encouraging because it does kind of feel like that sometimes. Like, will derby still be there when we're able to skate again? I really want it to be. I really, really want it to be. I can't
Well,
wait.
it found its way the first time, and now there's so many more people that know about it and love it. And, it may be kind of slow at the start, but it won't take as long as it did the first time to come to it. It'll come back alive and well and doing great because there's so many people that love it and want to do it. And there's so many more people that know more about it now than ever. So I think it's just time. We just need a little more time.
Thank you so much. I'm out of questions. Is there anything else you'd like to share?
No, not that I can think of, I don't guess. I'm a person of few words till I get to know people, and then I don't shut up. So we just need to know each other better. And I just ramble on for hours.
Well, then we're gonna have to do a repeat, and we'll do another interview after we become better friends.
Well, that'd be awesome. Thank you
Yeah,
very much.
I'll have you right back on when we have some viewers going, and me and you are really comfortable. And then I'll have some more questions, hopefully, and you can just share a little bit more.
All righty. Thank you very much.
Of course, this interview was amazing. Thank you so much for your time and your patience, and we'll talk to you soon.